Picture the scene. Your Bitcoin, once an abstract digital asset, now pays for your coffee at the corner store. It covers your grocery bill. It fills up your gas tank. In 2017, at the height of crypto fever, when ambition ran wild, 3 young men from Miami made exactly that promise. A promise that seemed too good to be true. Sohrab Sharma, just 25 years old, along with Robert Farkas and Raymond Trapani, introduced the world to Centra Tech, a startup that would supposedly revolutionize how we use cryptocurrency in our daily lives. The pitch was seductive and seemingly simple. A debit card that would let users spend Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital currencies at any store that accepted Visa or MasterCard. It was the missing link between the crypto world and traditional commerce. To fund this revolution, they launched an ICO, an initial coin offering, seeking to raise millions from investors eager to profit from the next big tech breakthrough. In their promotional materials, Centra Tech projected itself as a pillar of stability in the chaotic crypto market. It boasted partnerships forged with financial giants and an executive team that oozed experience. It was the very image of legitimacy. The company website displayed photos of well-dressed executives, impressive resumes, and logos from major credit card companies. Everything looked legitimate. Everything seemed real. But behind the scenes, an architecture of lies was being meticulously constructed. What investors didn't know was that they were about to become victims of one of the first major ICO frauds in history. A scam so well crafted that it would attract the attention of global celebrities and eventually become the SEC's first landmark case against the crypto market. Centra Tech wasn't a technological revolution. It was a $25 million illusion that was about to crumble spectacularly. To give the project credibility and attract investors, Centra Tech's founders knew they needed something more powerful than technical presentations and complex white papers. They needed famous faces. And they got exactly that by recruiting 2 of the most influential personalities in American entertainment. DJ Khaled, the music producer with millions of social media followers, and Floyd Mayweather, the legendary undefeated boxer. DJ Khaled, known for his motivational catchphrases and massive Instagram presence, posted a photo holding what appeared to be a Centra Tech card. In the caption, he wrote that he had just received his Centra card and encouraged his followers to join the ICO. The post quickly went viral, reaching millions of people and generating a tsunami of interest in the project. For his fans, if DJ Khaled was endorsing it, it had to be a real opportunity. Floyd Mayweather went even further. The boxer, famous for flaunting his wealth and luxurious lifestyle, made multiple posts promoting Centra Tech on his social media. In one of them, he appeared alongside extremely expensive sports cars, suggesting that his cryptocurrency investments had contributed to his fortune. Mayweather even called Centra's ICO an unmissable opportunity, urging his followers to invest before it was too late. What the public didn't know was the secret behind the posts. DJ Khaled and Floyd Mayweather weren't genuine investors. They weren't technology enthusiasts. They were hired spokespeople, receiving substantial amounts of money for a single purpose: to lend their credibility to a project they probably didn't even understand. But the effect was devastatingly effective. The celebrity posts generated an avalanche of interest, and money began flowing into Centra Tech's coffers at an impressive speed. It was the perfect storm. Celebrity influence, cryptomania, and fear of missing out all rolled into one irresistible package. While investor money accumulated in Centra Tech's coffers, quickly reaching $25 million, the founders maintained a facade of legitimacy that would impress even the most experienced investigators. The company website was a masterpiece of deceptive marketing, filled with false information presented with the sophistication of a true tech multinational. The main page prominently displayed supposed partnerships with Visa and MasterCard, the world's 2 largest card networks. websites. Official logos from these companies appeared strategically positioned, suggesting that Centra Tech had established formal agreements to process cryptocurrency transactions through their networks. For any potential investor, these partnerships represented the ultimate validation of the project's viability. After all, if giants like Visa and MasterCard were involved, how could the project be questionable? But the fraud's engineering went far beyond fictitious partnerships. The website's Our Team section featured a gallery of apparently qualified executives, each with professional photos and impressive resumes. There was the CEO with experience at major banks, the CTO educated at prestigious universities, and directors with decades of experience in the financial sector. Their biographies detailed brilliant careers at Fortune 500 companies and successful startups. There was just one fatal problem. None of these executives existed. They were digital ghosts. The professional photos were actually of models from stock image banks, available for anyone to buy for a few dollars. Their brilliant resumes? Pure fiction, fabricated from scratch to build a mirage of competence. It was as if the founders had produced a Hollywood movie, but instead of entertainment, they were selling a financial illusion that would cost thousands of investors dearly. Every detail was crafted to perfection, every lie carefully constructed to support the next one. But every illusion, no matter how perfect, has a breaking point. And Centra Tech began to crumble when the project attracted the attention of an implacable adversary, the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States. Investigators decided to take a closer look at the phenomenon that had raised millions with celebrity help. What they discovered was a web of lies so elaborate it would become a case study in cryptocurrency market fraud. The first major revelation came when investigators contacted Visa and MasterCard directly. The responses were categorical and devastating. Neither company had established any kind of partnership or agreement with Centra Tech. The logos that appeared proudly on the startup's website were completely unauthorized. The fundamental basis of the entire project, the ability to process cryptocurrency transactions through traditional card networks, simply didn't exist. But the investigation revealed something even more shocking. When the SEC began verifying the credentials of the executive team presented on the website, they discovered they were investigating phantoms. Investigators traced the photos of the supposed executives to commercial stock image banks, where anyone could buy the same photos for a few dollars. The impressive resumes were works of fiction, and the universities and companies mentioned confirmed they had never had employees with those names. The fraud's architecture was even more sophisticated than it appeared. The founders had created not just a fake company, but a complete ecosystem of artificial credibility. They understood that in the crypto world, where technology is complex and few investors have deep technical knowledge, trust is built through external signals, partnerships with known brands, experienced teams, and crucially, celebrity endorsements. It was a perfect psychological formula to exploit the greed and fear of missing out that dominated the crypto market in 2017. They had weaponized human psychology itself. In April 2018, the SEC made a decision that would echo throughout the entire cryptocurrency market. They formally sued Centra Tech's founders for securities fraud. But this wasn't just another corporate fraud case. It was the SEC's first major crackdown on a fraudulent ICO, signaling a new era of regulation for a market that had until then operated in a legal gray zone. Sohrab Sharma, Robert Farkas, and Raymond Trapani were charged with orchestrating a fraudulent scheme that raised over $25 million from investors through false and misleading statements. The indictment detailed how they created a facade of legitimacy using fictitious executives, non-existent partnerships, and technology that never worked as promised. For the SEC, Centra Tech represented everything wrong with the ICO boom. Grandiose promises without real substance. But the case went beyond the founders. It established a seismic precedent, targeting directly the influence power of celebrities. The era of investment promotion without accountability had come to an end. DJ Khaled and Floyd Mayweather were fined by the SEC for failing to disclose they were being paid to promote the ICO. Khaled paid over $150,000 in fines and disgorgement, while Mayweather was fined over $600,000. Both agreed not to promote securities for specific periods. The message was clear: celebrity influence comes with responsibility, and ignorance is no longer an acceptable defense. The consequences were immediate and lasting. The Centra Tech case became a regulatory landmark that forced the entire cryptocurrency market to rethink their marketing and compliance strategies. Other ICOs began to be scrutinized more rigorously, and celebrities became more cautious about endorsing crypto projects. The golden age of unregulated ICOs was coming to an end, and Centra Tech had unwittingly become the catalyst for this transformation. The Centra Tech story gained a new dimension in 2024 with the release of the Netflix documentary Bitconned, which offered a unique perspective on the fraud through the eyes of one of the co-founders themselves. The documentary revealed intimate details about how ambitious young people from Miami managed to deceive thousands of investors and attract global celebrities to a scheme that existed only on paper. Through exclusive interviews and archival material, Bitconned showed how greed and social pressure from the crypto boom created the perfect environment for sophisticated fraud. The documentary explored not just the technical aspects of the fraud, but also the human impact on victims who lost their savings believing in Centra Tech's promises, families who invested retirement funds, young people who bet their life savings, all united by the belief they were participating in the next technological revolution. The Centra Tech case left permanent lessons for the cryptocurrency market and investors in general. First, celebrity endorsements don't replace proper and thorough investigation. Glamour is no guarantee of legitimacy. Second, revolutionary technologies require independent verification, not just well-crafted marketing presentations. And third, regulation, while sometimes seen as an obstacle to innovation, can protect investors from predatory schemes. Today, when we look at the more mature and regulated cryptocurrency market, Centra Tech serves as a dark reminder of how the combination of emerging technology, aggressive marketing, and lack of oversight can create perfect conditions for large-scale fraud. The $25 million lost by investors represent more than numbers on a spreadsheet. They are destroyed dreams, betrayed trust, and a permanent reminder of the need for vigilance. Because in the business world, where innovation and fraud walk dangerously side by side, the fundamental question isn't whether the next big opportunity is real, but whether we, behind the closed doors of our own decisions, are smart enough to see the truth behind the illusion. If you enjoyed this investigative dossier about the behind-the-scenes world of corporate power, subscribe to Dark Suits for more stories that reveal how power, money, and ambition shape the business world. Every week, new cases you can't afford to miss.